lighting up my screen. 5 years deep, no days off, chasing that dream. XRP mission running hot in the crypto scene. But yeah, I talk too much, y'all know what I mean. Hit up the I said mirror this wild energy. Prompt engineer, twin, ready to set the whole thing free. Now he's dropping TA while I flood the feed with memes, turning skeptics into believers on the live stream team. Remember that guy Louis swore he had the perfect red, came swinging at my plots like they were junk he didn't need. Turns out he missed the move, couldn't see the bigger play. Now every trend line we draw carries his name today. Oh, what would I do with an AI reflection of me? Have him sketch those fluid lines so sharp they slap for free. He has to break out plays while I roast the FOMO street. Buy, sell low, that's trader therapy. Neuro-linguistic fire, slang straight from the charts to the street. Master the two-man flex, arsenal cheeks, keeping the beat. Chilling with the army, diamond hands locked and bold. AI twin and real me, we're claiming moons are so we're told. AI reflection never crashes, no caffeine inside. Scans the order books while I'm gearing up for the fight. By the dip right here, hold steady through the storm. No more panic flips, that's how we transform. He crashed the witty lines, I launched the memes that land. London underground print, all those cheeky shorts so grand. From relentless deep dives to sovereign wealth schemes, we're wiring up the future, cross-border payment dreams. Yeah, I ramble on the low, guilty as charged, my friend. But clone me in silicone and the mission hits the send. No solo grind forever, now we doubled the drive times. Army marching forward 2 times, keeping it alive. Louis who? His name's legend, etched in every line, every breakout, every surge. He's the ultimate punchline. What I do with an AI reflection of me? Have him sketch those Louis lines so sharp they slap for free. He must have breakout plays while I roast the FOMO spree. Buy high, sell low, that's trader therapy. Neuro-linguistic fire, slang straight from the charts to the street. Master the two-map flex, arsenal cheeks, keeping the beat. Chilling with the army, diamond hands locked and bold. AI twin and real me, we're claiming moons, or so we're told. Let the whole army sing along, a reflection vibe. This is where we all belong. Louis lines forever, rest in the charts we trust. XRP headed lunar in silicone, we adjust. He maps the breakout plays while I roast the FOMO spree. Buy high, sell low, that's trader therapy. Neuro-linguistic fire, slang straight from the charts to the street. Master the two-map flex, arsenal cheeks, keeping the beat.
Good evening, 5:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, I'm very proud of our discussion last night. As we warned against going short yesterday, and the odds were that we were going to break to the top side. And it's been a nice little move so far. Now, if you missed that beginning of the move, don't panic. Because now we're going to get that retest of the movement. It's more than likely going to happen. We were up at the tip about 6.5% on the day. And that's a very good sign. Now, does this mean it's going to go unabated? It never does. It never does. Over the top, we've still got a little bit of resistance to get past. We basically hit that resistance, but right now, consolidating a little bit near that $1.12 mark. And now we need to see the validation that we're going to get to see if we can push out of here. But we definitely have, and we discussed it yesterday, a massive inverse head and shoulders that seems to be setting up. The only question would be is if you come back farther, and if you notice here, it's a bit of an illusion. We came down to about $1.04.7. Here we were down to about $1.08. And over here about $1.05.2. So the right side did stay up a little bit higher than the left side, which is fine. I know it looks like it's a lot higher over here just because of where it's at, but it's not. It's basically almost in the exact same spot. It's a little bit higher, like 104.9 on one and 105.3 on the other. So now what I want to see, what I really want to see is how this retraces now, because to me, we thought there would be a spike, but now we've got to validate it. So if you're going long, or if you're considering going long right now, again, you're going to get stuck in the middle like yesterday. Everybody was going short after it had already made the short push. Well, we had a bit of a short squeeze here today over the last 24 hours. So now we're going to want to see that validation. That doesn't mean the move's over, but it does mean that now we're going to have to validate this movement. And the 2 hourly is way overextended. 45-minute. You're looking at, we're going to want to see a little bit of a retracement, whether that gets us to $1.08, $1.07, or if Bitcoin needs to retest a little bit in between. But Bitcoin definitely has something set up here that will help escalate the pricing if this does in fact play out. Now we're overbought in the 4 hourly, and it's debatable because I have a target up near 69,195 where I think it's going to finish off, at least on a nice part of this movement. But the question is are we ready now? What I want to show you is a little bit compelling in the micro, with not just XRP, but Bitcoin I'm going to start with. And it is rather compelling when you look at it. So if you look at this, what it's setting up, and I mean, you could even, if you want to do this, I wouldn't hate on you at all. At all. Because I'm caught in between right now, whether I'm thinking, is this a little bit of a, I don't want to say premature breakout, but does it still need further validation? Now, what we're going to want to see when we break past this resistance, because now it's given us these two areas, and as long as that doesn't break in the next 2 hours, that topside resistance, this is showing us that we're topping out in the area. However, if we were to break past this, well, maybe it could break up quicker, but I'm seeing a bit of a channel formed here. And it looks like, just from the onset, you have a high, came back up. Now, I suppose we could look at it just like that and just say we had a couple overshots on the wick over here. That is something that we could definitely look at. But it definitely looks like a bit of a channel's formed here. Actually, it's tricky. Because, I mean, you could look at it like that. If you so impose, and then you could start to say maybe it did form some kind of weird rising channel. And would I say that's a bad thing? No, because there is as strange as this is to sound, there is an area that we could go right back down to. Around 60,300, I believe it is, on Bitcoin. Somewhere in that area. Where it could actually be the best opportunity, if it doesn't break out here, to accumulate all the way in for that next rise. I know it might sound crazy, but that does exist. And it's almost like I'm trying to wonder, is this trying to tell us something deeper on this micro consolidation, if you just look at it like this? Like, it's almost like it might be trying to tell us something here, but it's definitely a debate to have. And I like the charts to speak for me. This almost looks like it's trying to tell us that it's putting in a bit of a rising, do I want to say a rising wedge here? But yeah, I didn't really get to get on Telegram. My son had more of his therapies and stuff today. So it's been it was going to be a busy week this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I'm glad to see MQ's talking about that exact same area. See, that gives me confluency. You know, we're not coming up with these numbers out of thin air, so they're there for a reason. I'm waiting on a limit entry at $1.95, stop loss $1.08. That's okay. So you're doing a very short time frame. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just these are the times when I kind of like to evaluate. So we've seen how these have played out. So you have the short-term rising channel played down. Yesterday we diagnosed the descending wedge that played out appropriately. And we came up into the higher resistance areas. This is actually off a little bit, damn phone. That's close. That's good enough. So we're still playing off of the larger descending wedge, and also you got a couple patterns that are starting to form here within. So we had that micro rising rising channel that played out perfectly played out smaller descending wedge, which is inside of a larger descending wedge, which is inside of an even larger descending wedge. Well, it's on the outside of that larger descending wedge. So this looks like a beautiful continuation pattern right now, outside of the all-time cup and handle, which could give us some credibility as we have a wide inverse head and shoulders, which we talked about yesterday. And it makes it a very compelling case for the movement. Now you can take this on a wider scale, but I'm trying to look at the micro as we have the macro around it. So I would not be surprised to see us come reclaim some of that lower liquidity. 60,300 is compelling for Bitcoin, and the way it set up this pattern is also quite compelling to me. It is, because I could make the case. I really could make the case. And it's not the easier recognizable rising wedge or rising, ascending, not ascending triangle, but, let's see. Nah, I like the ascending wedge or the rising wedge. I think this, I mean, it looks like to me it's possible that that's what it's setting up. Let's for the hell of it just say, maybe we are a bit too big for our bridges here, right? Let's say it takes until, I don't know if it'd take until the 31st though. I can't see it taking that long, but you never know, it could consolidate out. And you're talking about more towards that 60K area. If it happens quicker. And the odd thing is this would not invalidate it, and look at this. So it's very possible, and this would give you ultimate assurance if this happens. So you have a shoulder, head, shoulder, but what if it's actually a wider shoulder, head, shoulder that ends up building out, and then you just have a smaller fractal playing inside of a larger? So isn't that kind of compelling? Now, if it breaks out of here, forget the compelling nature, and it's just it'll go ballistic here. At least it'll probably finish off that 69K. But you know, I like to watch it as it's playing out. I would love to see, honestly, either way, it doesn't bother me. I would like to see another bring down, because I've been a little busy this week with my son's stuff. He's special needs, as you guys know. He had his autism stuff yesterday, and he's had some therapies today and tomorrow and things like that. So I'll be more acquainted to do what I want to do going further in a bigger capacity. So I'm not objectifying the fact that I personally would like to see it come back down. Now, it's always a question of will it. But this could be speaking to the fact we're running out of buyers. But we have to see. We have to see. And wouldn't it be quite ironic? I know 60,300 is a big number for me. What if it did overshoot that and come down another 1,000? And it kind of feels weird to even say it. What if it did? Did y'all hear that HBAR Oracle system was hacked? Or something like that caused the 70% crash? I just found out today. I'm probably late about that news. Oh, well, they can blame it on whatever they want, but the reason HBAR crashed as much as it did, it's not because of that. Honestly. But I mean, it's ironic timing though that they announced, or at least you figured that out today. But I can assure you that's not what caused the price drop. There's always suave headlines that come out and things that are out there to try to make it seem like this is why. But if that was the case, if it was just because of that, you wouldn't have the rest of the market doing the exact same thing. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a story. It was a story. So, no, it didn't. It didn't have anything technically to do with the H-bar. You're right about that, Florida attorney. Jessica, welcome in, love. And thanks for being in the Army. One of our founding members has the 5-year badge. That is so awesome to see. That is so awesome. The XRP Future Millionaire badge. Only a select few have that for over 5 years. That's crazy. I thank you so much for that. One of the few that was supporting me all the way back in the beginning. Says we have to put a stop to the 4-year cycle mindset at some point. These things tend to run on a very basic algorithm, and I don't know if that's going to end anytime soon. But it can't always go on the same way forever, can it, Jessica? So we'll see what happens. We will certainly see what happens. Bright Future Freedom and Noob Sauce, thanks for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. The Black Jaguar, thanks for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Hi, Tom. Great to catch another live, 7:47 a.m. in Australia, sunny days. Go hang out with Grandma. Yeah, Grandma's going to take you outside.
Oh, come on, sweetheart. No, I don't. He wants every single wall. He wants every single wall. Oh, it does too. Oh, I bet at nighttime it really does too. Well.
He's going to want to go outside. Yeah.
Hello, audience. Oh, Nathan, yes. Look at this.
The Black Jaguar, thanks for the 3+ months. Crypto Cooter, thanks for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge and a very trusted mod. Amen, Mick Shoot, Ben B, and Jacoby, thanks for being in Tom during over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Fernando, welcome in. Mr. Stott, Maple Man, GA Stormrider, thanks for 6+ months. Mr. Stott, if you're out there, thanks for 6+ months as well. The XP Predictor. Florida Attorney, welcome in. Pine Green, good evening. Elmer, thanks for 3+ months with the XP Meteor and a very trusted mod. Yes, please hit that like button, as Elmer said. We don't want to disappoint Elmer. Totally awesome. Thanks for the 6+ months with the XP Predictor. I did see your message. I got to get back to you. I did read it, though. Totally awesome. And thanks for the gold coin. First donation of the evening. 10 jewels worth 20 cents. Thank you so much for that. Totally awesome. Cannabis Podcast, thanks for 1 year with the I Told You So badge and a very trusted mod. Victor, thanks for 6+ months. Says, did y'all hear? Oh, yeah, we already went over that. Garrus, good evening, and thanks for being in the Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor and a trusted mod. So we were just kind of going over, Garrus. I'm compelled here because it almost makes me feel like Bitcoin could possibly putting in a sneaky topping pattern here, at least in the very short term, which I'm trying to debate whether or not this is trying to show us like some kind of weird rising wedge style pattern here. And then maybe it comes out and creates a larger inverse shoulder head and then down to a bigger shoulder. As we have a inside inverse head and shoulders, the outside could form it, which means we're building fractals within. That would make for a much larger move if it did something like that. And maybe that's exactly how it could get out towards that 70K area. Or maybe even now, maybe it'll just break out and it'll invalidate maybe that small thesis that could be building. So to say I'm not compelled is an understatement. I'm very compelled at what I'm seeing right now. And same thing with XRP, that descending wedge played out perfectly that it was in yesterday. I mean, just perfectly, just like that rising channel played out perfectly. And if you guys remember on Telegram, and I shared this for a reason yesterday, I put this and I said, remember this. Think about that. I put this out there for a reason. And now take a look at what happened. Or I put this out, was it yesterday? Yeah, at 8:03 a.m. yesterday. So I put that out, and now look what's happened here. I cut down that we're hanging over my roof listening, but have to finish before the hail. Oh, interesting. I hope that everything's all right with the house. Yeah, we didn't have hail today. But right now it's 98 degrees still outside.
Lovely.
Supposedly in the next couple of minutes, Julie, it could trend up to 99. Oh, it hit 99. Oh. Or it's gonna hit 99 still here. I don't know. It's friggin' hot though, I can tell you that much. 98 degrees, feels like 106, and it's 6:13 p.m. Tomorrow's gonna be just as hot. But what do you think about this, Garris? USDT is at support on that micro rising wedge. But yeah, this is just that picture is something that I thought was compelling because we had just come down yesterday. We were coming down and doing this part. So we were watching for a move back up to finish the ultimate objective. So now we've done the move back up. Are we looking at something very similar and then it'll come and make a new low and then bounce out? I mean, I try to share things in symmetry when I can. So, what do you guys think of that scenario? And USDT dominance, as some have spoken to already, does look like it's in that double bottom area. And as Gareth said, oh, you're talking about the micro. See, now I'm compelled even more because this build out for this with the USDT dominance, I always try to see what these are building out. Nah, see, I don't know if I would come at it that way in the smaller scale. I don't know if that's too far back because that place. Oh yeah, that the macro. So in the larger area, this rising wedge. I mean, I don't think we need to debate that it was in a rising wedge that it's breaking down out of, and it already has started. But, well, I mean, it's not even a macro, but just the way the pattern is. But would it be so uncommon for this to come back up a third time and come up, and then maybe break out into that desired 8.8%? I'm so compelled here that all these patterns are setting up like in symmetry. Like such nice symmetry. But yeah, it looks like a double bottom's been put in here. But we can push back up for that actual rejection. Yep, that's exactly it's exactly how it seems. Like what if, even for this, what if let's just say it went boom, boom, and then maybe it does boom again. I don't know if it'll come up that high. And then you start seeing more like that. But then it would have to come out of here and then it would come back up for the higher retest. Man, it's these patterns are so compelling. Because you really got to be on top of these charts every single day. If you miss a moment, you don't want to get off rhythm. You want to stay in symmetry. Even if you're not trading the market and you're waiting for the ultimate setup or whatever you feel would be the ultimate moment. You definitely want to stay in tune with these markets, is all I'm going to say. And from where this broke down, and we're trying to, I mean, we're still looking near that 7.63 below, unless this gets invalidated. So, I think there's a lot of interesting moments here. So now we just need to see if it catches or if it continues. Bitcoin's, like I said, a big one to watch to see what this micro's doing. And then if it can overtake this section, well, then obviously it can continue running up. You're right about that, Crypto Cooter. Once you get off rhythm, it takes days to get back. It sure does. Sure does. Oh, I'll take a look at that in just a second, Garrus. I seen we got 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Noob Sauce, for the 5 gifted subs. And Tom's on 6+ months extra be predictor, but gifted 5 subs. Stacy Lopez, welcome in along with Ricardo. Thanks for your first month now due to those gifted subs with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Frisk Robot and Manny, thanks for second month with the Dusty House Crypto News. And Agony Trader, welcome back into the army. 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Scott Lowry, thanks for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. And welcome in Mrs. Stott. And Stacy's in the house, says, oh my God, thank you. Oh, all the thanks. Can we give a little positive vibes to Noob Sauce for those 5 gifted subs? Very generous indeed. Very generous. Thank you so much for that, Noob Sauce. Very supportive as always. So Garrus said to look at his section for confluency. I love confluency. Let's see. Ooh, excellent. Seeing it's hard on the bottom part right here. I like how you went farther back. I like how you have this. Because I know we have the channel there. And it's hard to just kind of go like this right now and just have it like in a little bit of a channel because we don't know. But I love that you have this uptrend right here. I love below, there's the farther down. Nice rising wedge you have there as well that it's breaking down out of. Very much confluency. But it's possible. What if this does end up building like some kind of farther out falling channel and it's like, you know, and then it just starts building this up. Now, Garrus is right though. This is going to end up taking hold. But if this actually was meant to be this, well, then it could give it a reason to come back up possibly a third time because you went 1, 2, 3. But we just have to see the perpetual swing because it could also be a case where this and then eventually this line meets all the way up into the abyss and it ends up being a very wide. And that could just mean that this would come all the way down here and start to validate just to come all the way back up. But I would like to see, like Garrus said, that 8.8% area for the bearish gap retest. I would like to see that. And it would make a lot of sense. If you look at this chart, you're talking about coming back into this area. And I think it would make a lot of sense. It really would. It would help make this look more like a right shoulder in the making. And then the bears stay in control. They don't allow it to come back up. Even though this is kind of like even, but you have a little bit here. Get a little symmetry here. Would give it a nice base. But look, it would have to start coming all the way down to here probably. Maybe here. So it does, all this makes sense. These patterns that are setting up make sense. And I like that Garrus was willing to share that because it's something that we're seeing across the board. Now this is where it can make it more compelling. This actually makes me happy that it just did this. Because if it comes up higher, now we just need to see if this is a fake out or not. I'm going to keep it like this and just see if this is like an overrun or if there's something more here. And this is kind of something as nothing here. So, because we know we still have that run up, breaking out of this descending wedge. I want to see if there's something more here. I want to see if this ends up being an overshot. Bear trap lead in a bull trap. I know it kind of feels that way too. That's why I said today's a very important day for these charts. So Super important. I'm just glad that as a group, as a unit, that we were so on top of this yesterday. Like, we had I had some few good comments too on the live when it was posted. It got over 1,000 views, which was nice. Views have been going up here by about 20-30% in the last 2 weeks, which it's interesting to see that, because we were stuck about 700-800 views on the lives. Now all of a sudden we're getting 1,000 here the last couple, and the shorts have gone from like 1,000 to 1,500 and 2,000 views now, which has been nice to see. I think we're building a narrative together, and I think a lot more people. Hopefully, it's because the mindset, the positivity in this audience, and the fact that we can talk this out together in a rational way is starting to make believers out of some. But I'm happy that it did this, because if we're getting an overshot and then it pulls back, that's just even more confluency. So, good evening, Dice Game Entertainment. Welcome in, my brother. Noob Sauce says people are craving the truth. Yeah, I'd like to believe that. It could just be it could be because we've had a little bit of an increase. We've had an 11% move in totality since that dollar, roughly down to that dollar area. We've had 6.5% since yesterday. I know we're down like, what, 65-70% overall from the top of the bull market, as this bear market's dragged on here for over a year now. We're into a year now. Last July was officially the top, well, at least for XRP. Bitcoin, I believe, as well. But other things that already topped out long before that. Some things topped out last January. XRP was kind of a deceiver. You know, it gave us false expectations if you're looking at other tokens. As a community, we knew what we were getting. And we felt fortunate that we were in XRP. And right now, XRP could be going back up to that session high. As we're about an hour and 35 minutes from the close. And honestly, wouldn't you expect it that this 4-hour time frame resistance and the 200-day moving average right around 112.6 seemed kind of odd that it wouldn't hit here, as it didn't even come up to the. And I'm a stickler for actually hitting, so I haven't looked at a chart all day until just now, and it seems Bitcoin has broke out. It seems to have broke out. I'm not willing to say that just yet. That's why we needed this overshot right now to see if this is just a fake out or not. Remember, oftentimes, especially if this is something setting up, this is awfully early if this is a newfound setup, when you look at confluency points, but we'll see. What is a symmetrical triangle? Okay. So basically you've got a couple different triangles here. I'll show you them real quick. You have, see this? That's an ascending triangle. So basically you have a flat resistance, higher lows. So you have a stable high with higher lows meeting in a upward way. Now, not to be confused with the ascending wedge or the rising wedge, we have higher highs and higher lows coming in and creating a wedge. Now, your symmetrical triangle, you have lower highs and higher lows meeting at a point to create a symmetrical triangle. Not to be confused with the descending triangle, we have flat support and lower highs, or the falling wedge where you have lower highs and lower lows converging into a downward triangle, into a wedge. So your symmetrical triangle will be a series of lower highs and higher lows converging, creating that symmetrical setup. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, it's all very confusing. It's all very confusing if you don't know what you're looking at. But once you see it and you start to learn it, which is what I try to do every single day, I try to teach it repeatedly. And as we're in a micro setup and a macro overall time frame setup as well, you start to get used to the pattern. So you've known that descending wedge for XRP for some time in the macro. So now when you start seeing it in the micro, it starts to be more apparent. I think, and just like here, you're seeing Bitcoin in the wider pattern looks more like a descending wedge that it's breaking out of, back tested. Now the question is, because we don't know yet, is this putting in some kind of rising wedge, or is this actually breaking out? Yeah, yep. The symmetrical triangle does tend to break out in the direction of the pattern. They are a neutral continuation pattern, but that's where you start to go with the trend is your friend in a neutral continuation style pattern. Because generally, if you're getting a pattern reversal on an uprise, you'd like to see some kind of rising wedge or rising channel. Or if the pattern's falling hard and you see a symmetrical, it kind of just says we need to take a breather. And then after this consolidation ends, it's probably going to continue. You'd rather see a falling channel or a falling wedge or descending wedge. So a falling wedge is a descending wedge. A rising channel, some will call it like just a rising channel. But like if you see an ascending wedge, that's a rising wedge. Just like a falling wedge is a descending wedge. There's a lot of lingo. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Garrus, at all. At all. This is just the way I had set it up, and I don't see anything in our way. If this part of the pattern clears out and it can get past this, I love your area too. I love that so much, because then we can push past this little wick area that pulled us back down. But we don't have a lot in between. This just targets almost 60, just over 69. But that's purely on the wedge itself. But now if you're talking about a complete reversal, I mean, you're talking about coming all the way back up here. If it pushes past there, and then you start to have bigger cups that can form as well. It's in my section. Let's take a look. Did I pass it? It's possible I passed it. Whoops. I did pass it. Okay, you just posted. Okay. Yeah, I think we're in the same spot for that descending wedge. I think we're looking at it very similarly. Yeah, because look at your setup there. I think we're looking at the exact same structure that it's trying to break out and confirm. If it's not exact, it's pretty damn close. That's why I like to look at these consolidations that first come outside of the breakout, because these are the telling signs. Very much the telling signs of what comes next. I love a bit of confluency in the day. Now remember after we had that big long squeeze yesterday, and we had like something like 400 million liquidated in longs, or 370 compared to just like 30 million in shorts, and we're like, oh, it was easy to see that was coming. Well, didn't we say yesterday it made a perfect condition to have a short squeeze tomorrow or after that candle closed? And now we have 283 million in shorts liquidated. So a short squeeze means they rise the price and try to liquidate the shorts. It doesn't mean they don't take out longs with it, but they have more of an eye taking out the shorts. And then a long squeeze means that they're going to send the price down to get rid of the longs, even though shorts get caught up within in the consolidations, which it kind of is like that fiction and non-fiction. It seems like it should be the opposite. But a long squeeze is in fact not going up. It means the price is tending to go down. Now retail is trying to join the long team. Yep. It's true. And remember, if you're leverage trading, there's no, okay, I exited at 25%, but damn it, I could have got 37%. Nope, don't need anything like that. It doesn't matter. You're never exiting too early. You exited where you're comfortable. Remember what I always say in leverage. I don't mind not buying the very bottom. I want to be close for the buy-in. And I don't care about not buying the extreme tip, because in leverage, like this, you can lose that 30, 40, 50, or your 18% can be gone at the drop of a hat. You know, so you do what you're comfortable with. The truth. That's the truth. I'm more willing to let spot ride a little bit more than leverage. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to keep giving the house money. I've given in my life enough back in leverage to where nowadays I'd much rather take 17% instead of 28 or 30 on leverage, knowing that it'll save me on those times when we have a massive quick reversal. You know, that's just the way it goes for me. I got 18% up, and I'm also 5% on the way down now. Plus, I got 15% on the down before last up. I'm happy in yep. Yep. Trust me, I get that sentiment. I get that sentiment. I didn't make a lot in leverage because I didn't want to put a big target. But I'm not in leverage as of right now. But it was like, I don't even know if it was $200 to be honest. Let me see. $184.25. So I added 1.03% to my portfolio on BITUNIX that now sits at $17,999. But I didn't use a crazy large. It's funny because I think we were both pretty close with the 18%. No, I think mine might have been a little bit less, but just based on the amount I was using to get to that number. I think I had like a $1,600 actual position. And now, yeah, so it was probably a little bit less than 18. But I don't care. I'll take 15, rinse and repeat. $200 adds up quick if you do it time after time. And it was something. It was something. But I'm very happy with it. Like, I can't, oh no, it wasn't that much. I did, I didn't do the whole bit. I did like 1,200. But anyhow, that's not the point. The point isn't how much I leveraged. But I felt good about it. You know, I felt good about it. And, I didn't, sometimes, you know, as comfortable as we are, sometimes there's other things you're doing in real life. So you take your profit, you let the charts figure itself out, and then you go back. But like we've had stuff with my son, and you know, you're trying to dab at it when you can. And this isn't the flex. Our community's not flexing. I'm certainly not flexing. It's just, it gives you a point of contention when you start to get in tune with the market. That's all. That's all this is meant to be. Now, finally digging into the charts, I see what you mean with the Bitcoin rising wedge. Just to grab that liquidity, too early to say. Spoke too soon. No, I would say you were just speaking the truth about what could happen. But I'm glad that you actually see what I was talking about. Just to make sure that that's not what happens. Because there's no guarantee, Garrus, that that's going to happen. It's just, I like to have it on there just so I can look at it and be like, okay, let's just make sure that it doesn't want to do the entrapment thing, like boom, and then come back down and then start the, you know what I'm talking about. We see it all too often. We just, like, look, even if you're looking at it like this and it came through just a little bit here and then it bounced, you know, we just want to, how do you get gifted a membership? It's completely random. There's no way for anybody to gift you a membership. You have to hope that somebody has a generosity and it goes to you. You know? I would say, hope that the card falls in your lap, and YouTube seems to benefit the ones who are actually maybe not commenting the most, but the ones watching the most. Now, I can't say that goes for everybody because a rally definitely deserves one. As we've been saying, gift a sub for a rally, but it's never given her one, which kind of sucks. And I've gifted a fair amount of subs myself as well over the time. Not as much as some, but I've gifted like 50-something subs this calendar year. It could be more. But there was a time when I was doing it until I felt like too many people were taking advantage of certain things. Especially when they got into the Telegram. Can't get a gifted membership if you aren't active aren't here for the lives. Yeah, I mean, that's another part of it. Like, you'll notice the people that are getting gifted subs are ones that you'll see in here quite often. So, it's random, but I wonder how much it bakes into the algorithm. I Krog the Breaker Challenge changed to combat for the gifted memberships. That's awesome. I love that. There's a button to press somewhere that you're willing. Yeah, you have to accept the gifted subs as well. And notice I'm on Julie's account, and I'm on it, you know, because of how I do these lives. I'm literally in here the longest out of anybody with her account, just by virtue of it's my channel, and I have it started before the live, and then it plays during the whole live. Even as people come and go, because nobody can be here 100% of the time besides Julie. And she's only got 2 random gifted subs over this time that they've allowed my channel gifted subs. And they made the channel wait a very long time for gifted subs. I don't know why, but they made me wait until like almost the end of the 3rd month of this calendar year for them to allow my channel to do gifted subs. Which has been a nice benefit. There's been a lot of support that way. Challenge the chat to come. Oh, I see what you're saying. You challenge it. Spend $10 your coin clipper. I seen somebody made a comment too. It made me chuckle. In the I heard the chuckle. Or it made me chuckle. Somebody commented. It might have even been Follow the Moon. When he seen he must have been watching the replay yesterday, and he seen people sending, you know, the couple of you know, and every little bit helps. So it was just funny. But like he was seeing people that did the 2 jewels that were 4 cents or the 20 cents, which it all adds up. So I'm not biased. I appreciate it all. And he said about the coin clippers. He goes, "What is this? Now we're sending jewels, you cheap coin clipper." That had to have been you, Follow Moon, or something of that like. And it made me laugh. And it was a good day to make me laugh because my son had his. It was stressful for us, but he did good. And it's something we've been trying to get done for like over 5 years, so it's been the bane of our existence. But to read that message was funny. And I had to chuckle. It made me chuckle, I must say. Looking for close to $1.12 again, then either more long or a short. No, noob sauce, but see, now you're understanding. That's why I always say in long and short, it just depends. Are you in the micro time frame? Or are you leveraging the are you doing it for a longer standing? Because some people have opened up a short or a long leverage from $1 and they're letting it ride. Like I personally do more of micro leveraging unless I see a longer setup. Because my longer setups, I like to be in spot when it gets to that time for the up, you know. But for the micro, I don't mind like yesterday into today. I think I had like a 7-hour open entry. So you're talking, I didn't even get near it was like near almost, I think it was around $1.11. And, or maybe just under $1.11. But I was busy and I had stuff to do. And I'm like, I'm good. I'll take that I don't know what it's at, $186 or whatever. You know, or $184.24. But that doesn't sound like well, I guess it does especially when I was doing cable lines. I had to do 8 jobs to make $200 a day, and you're talking about, like today, it'd be 98 degrees working outside. And now to see it doing it in like a leverage trade that's like, okay, well, and that's what I'm talking about. You want stuff like that. Work harder. No, work smarter, not harder kind of thing. It might be more mentally stressful. But you also have to have, maybe you're somebody who says every time it gets to $150 in profits, I'm out, or I'm scaling out to where I've only got a little bit in. You know, and things like that. And then some people, if you have the time, you trade it more. Like you'll be like, oh, I'm doing the up and down and up. But for some people that gets a bit tedious. For me, like I say all the time, doing the channel, a lot of times I won't hit every single trade just because I'm focused on the content too. Even though I'm blessed because Julie can attest to this. How much time do I take prepping for the show?
No.
Like literally. I'm so in tune with what I know. I'm not like somebody who preps, most people they say,
Let's do it.
oh, my prep time is 3 hours a day so that I can put on a show, or if I'm going to do a live, I got to take 6 hours to do it. I literally, the time that I prep for it is me trying to come up with a title, which I do on the spot. So, and then I just come in and talk the charts, and I already know what I'm going to talk about because I know what the market's doing. And then if I talk about the news, which we haven't had anything of real semblance.
Behind the scenes, you do constantly look at the charts all day.
Yes, but I'm always looking, like Julie said, behind the scenes, I'm always looking at the charts, but that's what I mean, staying in tune. But as far as the actual content, I'm not prepping for this show at all. I don't have fancy lighting, as you can see. I don't have an office. I don't have a microphone. So you get what you get, and it's all real. And I think that's compelling. Yeah, I was more towards that area too, Crypto Cooter, exactly where you talked about. So, I take this very seriously, what I do here, and it means a lot to me to stay in tune. Hey, thanks for the happy poop, Garrus. The poop is happy too. 10 joules were 20, oh shit. Yeah, T watches this thing with Yokozunas, these big fatzos. On his, they're cartoons, so I'm not talking about real people. But it's a game on his infinity table, and there's food that drops on, and or sushi, and they got to eat it, and they get fatter and fatter. But they're in a sumo, what is it, a ring? And you have to push the other one outside, just like in a real sumo match. But yeah, and it sounds like they're going, oh shit, and T likes to put it on the infinity table, and you'll walk by and it's like, oh shit. Little bit background noise, but hey, yeah, you get a little bit of the background noise for sure. Like you'll hear people, but now you get a real in tune with my life, right? But that's the way it goes.
They might hear a Bloomberg.
Oh yeah, well I don't tend to have this loud, but I guess it is a little loud right now. Louder. It's at 6. I like to have it at about 2. We don't like to listen to Bloomberg. We just like to see it. I like to see it going across the background. Like Dow futures up 21, S&P up 0.5 a point, and Nasdaq's down 12.25 points right now. Nothing major in either of them. Hey, Garrus, thanks for sending the Sunday. 100 joules, or we're $2. Thank you so much for that, Garrus. Tomorrow I'll have my class. If anybody's interested, it's the 59th class. We have 42 members in the class. We go through this bit of a thing every single month in the middle of the month where I'm not sure if people are re-upping or if we're sitting at 42 or what. I still am very appreciative of 42 people. But there's a link in the description or the actual comment section of this very live if you're interested in taking a look at that. I'm not going to get into that too much today. I want to spend all the time talking to you. We're already 54 minutes deep. My mom's here. You guys heard T was ready to kick me off as I started. Did he go outside? But fortunately, he went outside even though it's 97 still.
He has the mister.
He does. We have a nice mister out there. He got some bubble machines too for his birthday.
Put sunscreen on.
So he's very happy. Yeah, we use a beef tallow sunscreen. So none of the chemically induced bullshit. But it works great.
It's nice and soft and creamy.
It works really well. If any of you have kids, it doesn't have any BS in it, but it's a beef tallow sunscreen. I looked long and hard for one that didn't have all the nonsense in it. And it works phenomenal.
I like how it feels.
It works really well for him. Oh, Julie's bringing me it. It's this.
I don't have the lid on properly.
This is what it is. It's
Yeah, there it is.
it's a Stilip Tallow Mineral Sunscreen.
It's like a whip.
Yeah, it's kind of like a whip.
It's like a whip consistency.
And its active ingredient is non-nano zinc oxide, and then it's got like oh, it's dark right here. Let's see. I have to write it in that color.
Takes the redness out of his ear.
Yeah, it does. It's got like lemon peel extract, chamomile, the tallow. What is this? Oh, Synesis leaf extract. And that's about it. There's not much in here. That's the inactive ingredients, but it's better than giving the SPF garbage. And well, I don't want to say it's cancer causing, but I think we all can. This is entertainment purposes only, after all. And I'm not a financial advisor. I actually, you can find it in a couple different places, but I ended up buying it on Amazon. But it took me a while to find it. But I actually bought it on Amazon. It's called, it's STILIP, Stilip Tallow Mineral Sunscreen. It's for the face and body. Non-toxic and it's reef safe. It technically can cover up to like how they do the SPF. What is it? SPF 50. It says it's tolerable up to. Yeah, SPF 50 coverage.
Goals is regular sunscreen.
I think regular is SPF 50 too, isn't it? It covers that much, or SPF. I don't know. It might be higher with regular suns. I don't either. So that's the coverage, SPF 50. It's UVA plus UVB. It's the best I could find. They make it in Texas, Richmond, Texas. So if it's good enough for Texas. Amazon is a great place to buy it. Because then they can ship it to you. It allows some of these businesses that aren't mainstream to do it. Oh yeah, I could definitely post it in the Telegram. That's a good idea. It's a good idea, Crypto Cooter. Nobody really talked about the stuff in the Telegram. I mean, a few people did. But doesn't mean I can't add to it. But yeah, I agree, Crypto Cooter, about sunscreen and what it causes. Believe me. You know, there's a lot of things. Back in the day before GMOs and Roundup, Mazola worked just fine for suntan oil and other things. Now, wouldn't Mazola, would that have helped you get a nice tan too? That's an oil, right?
Isn't that like frying your skin off before?
That's what I was asking. But it didn't have all the added chemicals in it back in the day either. But I mean, yeah, I guess it would help you cook your skin a little bit.
Crispy fried like fried chicken.
Yeah, don't go on Epstein, or no, let's not go there. Don't go with the elites. You might be, you know,
You like that KFC?
you'd be fried corpse. Burn if you weren't careful. Yep. I remember one time we were in Florida, and my mom bought this stuff, and I was a kid, so I didn't know any different. My mom bought this stuff, and it was not like a sunscreen, which I despise the fact my parents put sunscreen on me. Like, could we do a little bit of research, please, and figure out what the hell the stuff was? But they always use the same excuse. Well, we didn't know back then. Well, the only reason I know now is because I actually look up each and everything in the fucking bottle. And I actually educated myself. Even now, people are like, oh, how are we supposed to know? I don't know. How about you try to figure out what's in... Anyhow. But she put this stuff on us. And in fact, it was not a type of sunscreen. It was something that was supposed to help you tan. And we all got like so burned. And it hurt so bad. To the point of like blister bad. So... yeah, she crispified us. If I didn't know any better, she was getting ready to pawn us off to someone she should. She made us deep fried.
Deep fried taco.
No, the company's definitely not going to tell you. And you know what sucks about ingredient list for food? They're allowed to have a 10 to 15% margin. So if it says it has, let's say 100 calories, there's like up to, I believe it's a 20% margin that they can have on calories. So if they say there's 10 grams of protein, it could be anywhere from 6 to 14 grams. Like, that's the disparity it can have. That's bullshit. Like, to me, that's nonsense. Or if it has 50 grams of fat, let's say, it could be anywhere from 45 to 55. But the calories is a big thing. If it has 500 and say it's a 20% difference, so you're telling me it's got 100 calories more than it says? You know, when I was naive, I'd always say, oh, well, as long as it only has a certain amount of calories, the rest of the stuff will fall in line. That is so far from the truth. Because the 200 calories piece of food is not the same across all. Maybe one has more protein. Maybe one has more cholesterol, more carbs. Maybe one has more fat. Maybe they loaded one up with sodium, which isn't as bad for you as they say. You know, so I guess we just got into our real topics of discussion here at the end of the night. I thought it was a good live. I thought it was a good live here this evening. And Oliver, thanks for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. It's very trusted mod and all your help you do, my brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't drink milk anymore. Something that I haven't been able to do in the... I am not drinking goat milk.
It's in the Bible.
I know it's in the Bible, but they add too much stuff.
Let's buy a goat.
God knows you got Frank over there jerking off into your goat milk.
Let's
Like,
go buy our own
I'm
goat.
sorry, did I say that out loud? No offense, Frank.
It's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be sweeter than regular goat.
I'm sure it is sweeter. It's probably creamier too.
It has more vitamins in it.
I bet it does have more vitamins. Hemp milk is something.
I'm gonna go buy a goat.
Well, Cannabis Podcast said maybe we should try hemp milk. Elmer says soy milk, but I can't get around to soy.
No, it's...
Soy just reminds me of a lot of chemicals put into...
I don't want to eat bean milk.
I suppose there is more protein, though, isn't there, noob sauce, in that scenario?
Where do you even get hemp milk?
That's a good question. At first, I thought Mick Shoot said he was from Sax, too, but he says Sask. I was going to say that would have added a lot to the conversation. Goat milk from Sax. Sax, Ontario.
Hey, a lot of people drink goat milk.
I know they do.
And it's better for babies.
Where do you get your hemp milk, Cannabis Podcast? Out of curiosity. But it's like somebody said about regular milk. They're allowed to add a lot of mucus cells and some blood, and there's other things in milk.
Well, there's always blood.
Yeah, but it's added to it. Ask yourself...
Thomas, you're going to shrivel up.
I'm going to what?
You're going to shrivel up and be a...
Why? I have enough fat on me. Fine.
You're going to become a skeleton.
Not yet. Not yet. I will not be Skeletor yet. See, now this is good conversation. Goats Mountain, blah. Different taste, I guess. Yeah, I'd have to put like the same thing like you class bag shot with over my nose if I was drinking goat milk. I just couldn't. I don't think I could get past it.
It's a goat and they're cute.
I know that Canada the national anthem or whatever they call it. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for. I used to sing it. I used to love it at hockey games. And then Julie, when she first met me, I got into a thing where.
One guy that
Yeah, I love this. There's this big. I don't know what his name is, but he was a little bit chunkier. Looked good though. Had nice hair, but he had a great like orchestra voice. Like he should have been in like an opera. Yeah, there we go, opera. I can't remember what his name was. I don't even know if he's alive still, but he used to do it at all the hockey games and stuff. You can milk anything with nipples.
It sounds like something from the Fockers.
True.
Can't milk it.
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Says noob sauce.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
My old neighbor used to make awesome goat curry, though. No goat smell or taste left in it. Curry makes me I like
It's like
quiver.
gravy, right?
Yeah,
I've never had-
I don't like gravy, so Julie knows it's the bane of her existence. I won't eat any kind of gravies. The old Colonel's gravy I used to like.
Terrible for my cooking ability.
I am. I'm so bland. It's annoying. I don't think it's annoying for
If
me.
somebody wants to come visit, I'll make you anything.
Well, Oliver might hold you to that when he travels back to Canada.
Well, that's fine.
I know. I told him we'd love to see him, or anybody who travels through our neck of the woods that we trust. Don't make me take out my Second Amendment on
I
you.
still think you should do little
Or my
things.
tactical knife that travels with me.
You're freaking.
I'll gut you like a goat if I have to. I don't want to.
You're very responsible police officer.
Yes.
Are you guys leaving already? Is it 7?
Can't the dumb Canadian see chemtrails?
It's already almost 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I gotta go. The girls are leaving.
The girls are
This was a
leaving.
great conversation, everybody. I gotta end it here.
Time flew away.
My mom's here, T's here. Excellent conversation. We'll continue this tomorrow.
I didn't realize that.
Have a great night, everybody.
Jamie, I got my yarn.
It was a blessing to have all of you in here. Thank you all so much. And I seen a gold coin that I missed too. Thank you, Texas Papa, for the gold coin. I appreciate that. I know. My mom's here and T and the girls are about to leave, so I gotta go though. It's been an hour and 6 minutes, so we did a great job. It was a great job. So remember everything we talked about. Remember everything we talked about. But we did a great job.